today we're going to talk about creating opportunity in your love life, meaning creating opportunities to see and be seen by more high quality men. Now, I think you'd be likely to agree with me that one of the biggest challenges, if you're a single woman who wants to meet the right man, is just meeting the right man. In other words, meeting enough men that you actually might want to go on a date with in order to meet someone that you could be interested enough in to potentially form a relationship or partnership with. And so I want to back up a little bit. One of the things that women often come to me with is, where or how can I meet the right man, a good man? And that's a really good question. And believe me, I understand it, because as a single woman who met and married my husband and became a first-time bride at age 43, that was a question I asked myself frequently. But I think we have to think of it in a little bit different way, and I think this might be helpful. And when I say a little bit different way, I mean, let's back up a step. Yes, the ultimate goal is to meet and attract the right man. I'm Marchant Johnson, and one of my major goals is to help you to be a woman of high value, to present in that way so that you can meet and attract your own Mr. Right, that high quality man that's just right for you. So that's the ultimate goal. But when you make a goal, you might think about, let's back up a few steps and let's think about what that might look like. So let me give you an example. A real life tangible example that many of you will be able to relate to. If you were going out to look for a new job or to make a career change, the first thing that you might want to do is really consider what kind of job, career change, position that you might want, that might be of interest to you, and that you might be qualified for. So if we relate that to your love life, we might look at the kind of person you might want to be in partnership with, who this person might be, what values, lifestyles, interests you might like to share, some of the qualities and characteristics that you think you bring to the table, that you have to offer to a relationship, and that you might like to have in someone else. Next, if you were looking for a job, you might create a resume, and you might want to have that resume present who you are in a way that best represents your attributes, your skills, and what you bring to the table. When you're considering dating, whether online or offline, you want to be aware of your attributes, your qualities, your characteristics, the things that you have to offer, and you want to hold yourself as that woman of high value. Because if you don't value yourself, then it's unlikely you're going to get that kind of treatment from men that you meet. So it's important for you to have that intrinsic value, which I've talked about in other videos. You might also want to begin looking for opportunities. You might want to talk to people. You might want to start looking for opportunities online if you were looking for a job or a position. You might want to start reaching out to people on social media and doing all kinds of things like that to let people know that you're looking for a new opportunity. Those are some ideas of some of the things that you might want to do. Now, when it comes to dating, there are typically two paths in terms of meeting someone. One is online dating, and I think online dating is a channel that should not be ignored or looked over. But there's a lot of skills and nuances that go into doing it in a way that is effective, enjoyable, and I think allows women to feel empowered. And that's something that I teach and will be teaching on a deeper level in my upcoming Mr. Right Academy program. But I do think that there are enough couples meeting online these days that it's important to at least pay attention to that. About 30 to 35% of couples now meet online. Now, the statistics vary a little bit depending on who's putting them out and the age category that they're looking at, but it's a high enough percentage to capture our attention. But what does that also mean? That means that somewhere between 60 and 65% of couples are still meeting in the more traditional ways offline, in real life, in person. So when I work with my clients and with what I teach in the Mr. Right Academy, I encourage you to have a two-pronged approach where you're creating opportunities for yourself to see and be seen by more high quality men, both online and offline, because I believe the combination of those two things gives you the most chance and the most probability of meeting someone wonderful for you. Now, this is not about you going out and chasing men, and this is not about you being out there every night looking for a man. There's a whole system that I teach you on how to do this, but it does mean that you're intentional about creating opportunity for yourself. And that's what I mean by taking a step back from I want to meet and attract the right man for me. Yes, that's the ultimate goal. But let's take a step back and look at what might be necessary in order for that to happen. It may be that you need to be intentional about creating more opportunity for yourself because let's face it, one of the biggest obstacles to meeting the right man is meeting enough high quality men that you might actually be interested in. So that's something that I really support my clients in. I literally become like their virtual wing woman. And that's something I'd like to support you more on as you continue to listen to these videos and as you consider maybe joining the Mr. Right Academy as well. Okay, so another thing you might want to do if you were looking for a job is that you would likely want to prepare for an interview. Now, going on a date is not an interview, but you might want to prepare in terms of thinking about what you might want to wear, what you feel good in, what you feel attractive in, maybe updating your look if you feel like you're, stuck a decade or two back in terms of not updating your look or your wardrobe. You might want to think about enhancing your skills in terms of showing up and communicating in a way that is appealing and inviting to men, and so that you can be engaging and interesting and invite the best from a man and show up with that feminine energy, which is a whole nother training and topic that we will talk about in the future. But those are some ways that you can kind of prepare for dating so that when you do show up and you do meet someone that you're potentially interested in, you're comfortable, relaxed in the moment, and can be yourself. Just like if you were in an interview, you would want to prepare by showing up and putting your best foot forward. You also, for preparing for an interview or a job opportunity, you might want to know certain questions that you might ask or certain things that might be important for you to know about a company or an organization that you might want to work for. And the same thing might be true of dating. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to sit down and drill someone like a job interview on a date, but it does mean that there may be certain qualities or characteristics or things that you might want to know about someone to determine whether or not there might be that compatibility or that potential, or that you might be kind of looking for the same thing in terms of what you want in terms of a long-term relationship, and just to explore getting to know someone. And being intentional about creating opportunity for yourself is not being needy, it's not being desperate, it's just giving yourself the best chance of meeting someone that might be interesting enough for you to form a relationship and potentially a partnership with. And I'll be sharing future ideas, tangible ideas on how you can create more opportunity for yourself, both online and offline, and how you can do it in a way that is enjoyable and effective and supportive to your feminine energy, empowering to you as a woman, so that you can do it in a way that doesn't make it feel like a chore or like a duty or something that you dread. And I'm excited about sharing more about this with you. And I hope perhaps that this gives you at least a little bit of hope if you're feeling a little bit frustrated or discouraged about not meeting enough good men. They are out there. I promise you, I have clients that are meeting wonderful people every day of all different ages. I work mainly with women 40 and above, 40s, 50s, 60s, and they're meeting great men out there. So be sure to Leave your comments and click the like button below if you liked this video, and be sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch your email inbox, because I'll be telling you more about Mr. Right Academy, where we can go deeper and you can get some individualized support in a group setting in my upcoming program. Okay, looking forward to connecting with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.